Okay, my friends, we got patch notes. Let's see here. Might need to actually fast forward a little bit. Alright, so here we go. Patch notes. Let's go.
Once again, it's JC. Thank you for coming back. Much appreciated.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back, yeah.
Awesome, great.
Always fun to be here.
It is.
Always fun to be here with you, Nolan.
Oh, thank
Always
you so
amazing.
much. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, and it's again live in back in the studio. It feels
Wait a
so
minute.
different. It's
Hold up.
incredible. Oh, I love it so much.
Pause a minute. Pause a second. I just noticed this. Y'all, look above glasses to the left. Is that a Hitsukiri statue right there? I'm gonna need to get that.
So
I just noticed that right now.
Community, I know that you want to hear about some patch notes.
Let's go.
We have
Come
a
on.
lot of them, and so I hope you're ready. And just to preface this, grab make sure you have a coffee, something to drink. Just sit down.
I have
be in
two
a
things to
comfortable
drink.
chair. Recline because we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Do we?
A couple little things.
A couple.
Nothing too big.
My gosh.
Nothing-
Okay.
Nothing too big. Let's see.
So before we get to, I think, some of the more fighter-specific stuff here, I got a little bit of housekeeping we want to announce for the patch notes.
Okay,
so
come on.
Coming with S2322, the Halloween update on October 20th. We have a couple things to mention. First, the missing expressions. This is something we've been tracking for a couple of title updates.
Missing
players,
expressions?
kind of noticed when they logged in after we did a recent update that they were maybe missing some swatches or emblems, things like that. Again, all of the work you did with Bug Reporter reporting on the issues was really great. We were able to investigate, find a solution that we feel pretty good about. So
Okay.
Check it out if you feel you're missing anything, because that should be fixed. However, there's a few thousand some odd of these emblems and player expression things out there, so maybe some stuff still maybe not fully fixed. So if you do still notice something, please
Put those
use
in-
Bug Reporter.
put those in folders, man.
Let us
It'd be
know so
easier.
we can continue the investigation for that. But again, mostly
Yeah, you put all that stuff in folders, it'll be a lot easier to deal
secondly,
with.
We have a bit of a change in addition to the end flow. As you all know, we recently updated the end flow, totally revamped the whole screen.
Yeah,
but
no,
we
look-
noticed there was a piece of feedback that we received from the community. They wanted a skip all button, so we said okay. So you'll have a skip all button now.
We just said
during the
okay.
end flow. We just said okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just like, it makes sense. Makes sense. So
right.
we have
Oh,
the little view You can
nice.
see here. So during that, you can now just hold and skip all. So hopefully get you in a
Nice.
few seconds faster, so you can equip some of the loot you scavenge at the end of the match, and hopefully you enjoy that.
Nice. That's,
Game of the year right
actually,
there.
that's good.
Absolutely.
That's
yeah.
good.
Love it. Love it. We're always improving. Always improving.
Always.
Yeah, and we also have some new retrofits coming
Oh.
for the Outlanders
come on.
and the Kyoshin. Specifically, if you like to get musical out there on the battlefield, you're going to have some awesome Horkos emotes. So the Horkos bagpipe, violin, zither, and music box are getting retrofit for the Pirate, the Medjay, and the Kyoshin, as well as the
Oh,
Horkos
nice.
Grimoire. Also, we're retrofitting the paired emote Horkos crew for the Outlanders, the Pirate and the Medjay.
Okay.
Oh, I should supposed to say pricing. That will cost 10k steel, and the emotes also 7k steel.
cut that in
Finally,
half.
two executions of the musical variety, once again, are going to be retrofitted for the Medjay and Pirates. For 7K
Nice.
steel, the Farewell Chimera Zither and Farewell Chimera Music Box. So, if you are a big fan of musical content, I know I am, you'll have some new retrofits for the newest.
Ah, that's creepy.
You make your own concert in game. It's amazing.
You can, and we've seen that, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, wow, yeah.
You can have a concert on one side, a dance party on the other. Like,
You can.
What beats that, right?
True,
Apparently
true.
Giant spider monsters. It's going to
Probably,
be
yeah,
that.
like-
Probably giant spider
We'll get
monsters.
into that. Great. So that's a bit for the housekeeping stuff. But like I said, roll up your sleeves, all. Get ready, because we got some patch notes to do. JC, I hope you're ready, because this is going to be a bit of a marathon. But
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. So
All
we
right.
can raise the roof and get to it. So it's gonna be
Get
good.
All right, here we go.
So,
Come on, boys.
Let's talk about
Come on, boys.
balance updates and fighter stuff, right? So,
So y'all better not
there is a
nerf
lot
my
of
5
stuff,
in any way.
like in the previous title update. So we're just gonna keep going with this. Super cool. First up, we have dodge and iframe timings. So, just to clarify, iframes is when you are fully invulnerable and attacks just phase through you. And tracking break.
Finally!
I'm kind of using here. I want to make
Oh,
sure
let's
everybody kinda gets what it means.
go!
It's Whenever you
Zhanhu!
throw an attack and somebody's dodging or doing a dodge attack or whatever, and then the opponent's tracking. So normally when an opponent throws an attack at you and you dodge, or if you stay still, rather, like the attack tracks you, right? So if you just move sideways, your opponent's gonna like keep rotating with you to hit you. Tracking break stops that from happening, makes it easier to dodge attacks and stuff. So that's kind of like what we're going there for these terms, just to make sure it's clear for everybody.
I don't know what that was.
Might be a little bit. But what we've been doing now is that iframes. We've added iframes to these hero side dodge attacks. Right? So Zhanhu, Nusha, Shaman, Shaolin, and Meiji. So for Nusha and Shaman, like we just upped them by one frame. For the others, we actually added it, especially for Meiji in Axe mode. That's going to be like a big buff there. And we've also fixed the tracking break for Peacekeeper, Shaman, Nusha, and Zhanhu on their side dodge attacks as well. So with these, like the only one that's a little bit changed here is Shaman. That's at 233 instead of 266. But overall, we've added them, so it makes it easier for you to do dodge attacks and actually dodge attacks with them. I know
that's kind of the point of a dodge
it's
attack.
To, you know, like it's hard to use in group fights or whatever. This should really help out.
Nice.
So that's pretty good.
Awesome.
Cool.
Next up, we have Kensei. So Kensei is a big winner in this patch. We've done a bunch of changes to Kensei. We really want the hero to have more neutral offense, get into it a little bit more, be able to have like more stuff, because he's one of those characters that doesn't really have. On with a mic. Okay. So Kensei is one of those characters that has a little bit of a hard time opening up opponents and getting into it. So we've buffed him a little bit so that like the top of the opener is now 800 ms, which is down from 1000. It's 200 ms faster. Same timing as some of the stuff we have on our Musha, for example, and Pummel Strikes still suffers from this. So we really wanted to give Kensei a lot more offense in there, be able to open up opponents, go into finishers. We've recently buffed his finishers as well.
Medium
that makes
hit
like
reaction.
a whole package here that's pretty interesting. We've also nerfed the damage, of course. It has to be 24 instead of I think it was a 30 before.
Yeah, no, that is a little bit much.
It also gives him a new GB punish as well. So when you go down a garbage on somebody, you can get the top heavy now, which is super amazing.
They sped up and nerfed the damage a little bit.
A little bit, reduced its damage. Again, provide a bit more offense, make things a little bit faster for Kensei. Getting into his makes it a little bit easier. And we've also sped up the side heavy finisher. So these are the versions that you use when you soft feint from the top heavy, or when you use them normally, right?
Okay.
800 instead of 9.
So it's gonna be harder to parry then.
You trade with them to hit
the timing
with
is different.
and we've adjusted the damage as well. So nothing here is over 30. It's kind of like a break point. We're trying to hit more and more and more to have like damage that's still high, but not overly high and go.
Come on now.
Gotcha.
And we've also lowered the hit reactions on a lot of these attacks. They used to be able to push you back quite a bit, like really ledge from further away. Have these types of issues. We really want to get a little step away from that a little bit. And with
please.
Speed, let's do that with keeping
Good grief.
afterwards working.
Yeah, some of that stuff is a little too much.
Oh yeah, big winner for sure. Plus, you know, hero skin, right?
Definitely.
Right. Come
if you
on.
want to
Perfect.
absolutely show off your Kensei skills. Now's the time.
Absolutely.
All right. So next up we have Zhanhu changes. So you might see two lines
What?
here, and you go,
What?
What's going on? But then the first line.
Wait. Pause. Hold up. Adjusted chain link timings to heavy finishers so that they can no longer be interrupted by light after any attack. Yes! Oh, respect my heavy finishers, you cowards! Let's go! Oh, I love it. Heavy finishers now soft feint to go. Oh, let's freaking go! I can debate people. Let's go. Side dodge heavy attack miss recoveries are now 700, down from 800. All right, let's hear what JC has to say.
Actually,
this is so good. This is so good.
Is that we've adjusted the chain link timings to heavy finishers so that they can no longer be interrupted by a light attack after.
Respect my heavy finishers, you
You
cowards.
had a bit of an issue where you would throw a light, you would do a side dodge attack or whatever, and then if the other opponent was good enough, like had enough skill and was able to read the animation a bit better, as soon as you threw a heavy, they could mash light and beat your heavy every single time.
Respect my heavies,
So that has
cowards.
been fixed, so it can no longer happen, and whenever Zhanhu goes into their chains, you actually have to stay there and take the mix-up and get there. So that's like really important. Should really help.
Let's go. Zhanhu is
We've also
getting
added the fact
buffed.
that these heavy finishers can now soften to
Zhanhu buff.
be able to catch roll attempts, because with these changes, even with those changes, a lot of the time, if you're playing if you're playing against Zhanhu, whenever he could hit you, you could literally just mash A, roll away, and then all Zhanhu could do was do heavy, feint, dodge forward, something.
Right.
It was always like a bit of a disaster. It didn't make a lot of sense. So with that, at least you get a lot more pressure again from going into finishers, especially the heavy one. And we've also did a small buff to the side dodge heavy attacks. That their miss recoveries are now 700 down from 8.
Nice. So I can actually feel like I'm moving around.
All good there.
Good.
Yeah, 3 bullet points, but a lot happening.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
If I
Man,
went in
oh,
there
this
and
is so
looked at
good.
all
This is so
everything
good.
we did for the first point, it would take like six slides or something. So
Right.
we're gonna try to cut it short.
We got to pace ourselves,
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
We're
exactly.
just,
True,
we're just
true,
getting
true.
started. We're
Yeah.
just getting
Okay,
started.
come on.
All right.
So
Zhanhu.
JJ changes, right? So Zhanhu is a bit overperforming right now. It's a tiny bit of an issue. Yeah, right. Like he's one of the top pick in competitive, like must pick in every single game. So
Okay.
we're trying to adjust JJ a little bit. So there's one buff in there though, where we've removed the damage reduction on Dushi's choke victim, right? So whenever you do parry and you do a guard break, you do that choke move. So yeah, it's super annoying. Yeah, every time, right? It was one of, I think it was the last one or one of the last few ones that still applied damage reduction on the victim.
Oh, okay.
So because it's a move off of parry, it doesn't really make that much sense there. So we've removed that entirely, so you can get ally heavies off of it and get like into a groove there. But it's like super hard to game with that because you actually need to get.
Gotcha.
Okay,
we've
nice.
Also improved the input comfort a little bit, right? To do that move, it used to be like static at 500 ms after a parry. Now you can delay it a little bit better, works better. And then comes small nerfs. So Dushi's Swirl, which is the zone attack that you do after a parry, right, is now 600 ms down from 5. So
Okay, so it's a little bit faster.
it might not seem like much, but that 100 ms there makes it a lot easier for people that are around a JJ to be able to dodge it. It's a big, wide, sweeping, unblockable.
Yeah,
You need to
true,
be able to
true.
get out of
Okay,
it.
yeah, fair enough,
Very
fair
few
enough.
characters have tools that you can use against that. I guess if you're not like BP, you can't do anything. So
Yeah.
you need a little bit more time to dodge out of it.
Okay.
Sifu Swirl, which is the zone when you go into Sifu stance, is 1 frame longer. Might not seem like much again, but it helps with it being a little bit more reactable, a little bit easier for your opponent to see, for people around you to see. Again, it's a big, wide, sweeping, and blockable, so we kind of wanted to get there a little bit. And then finally, there's some damage nerfs. So top heavy finisher now deals 30 instead of 32, and the side heavy finisher is now deals 28 instead of 30.
Yeah, good,
Again,
because
for
his
attack
damage
at
output was
30 here,
ridiculous.
and these attacks are super strong. Again, really big, wide, sweeping, unblockable. So you gotta be careful.
Yeah, come on.
So we wanted
That
to
is
lower
that was pretty ridiculous,
Well,
man.
I
Come on now.
appreciate that if somebody else.
Yeah, good.
JJ.
Good change, good change,
Yes,
good change.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
that's good.
Appreciate that.
Perfect. You're very welcome. Next up, Shinobi. Shinobi's pure nerfs right now. We've seen
Let's
being
go!
competitive play.
Yes!
So we're doing
Finally!
some stuff here to at least alleviate the problem. Hopefully, it will not be as problematic. There might be more changes coming as well to Shinobi in the future. But for
Shinobi
now,
nerf.
what we're doing is the Shadow Strike. So that's the parry punish after when you press slide, rather during a parry punish, right? So we fixed back in the day. We fixed an instance where you could like kind of unlock and do it. There was like this weird tech.
Yeah.
You can use it and go into sickle rain, and so we fixed that. But then players, as crafty as they are and amazing as they are, figured out a different way to do it. So to be able to fix it properly and not have more issues, we've removed the chain on miss on it entirely. So if you manage to unlock, backstep it, throw it somewhere else, you can't go into sickle rain at all anymore. So that should really help on a heavy parry that was like way too strong. And then sickle rain now feeds more damage. You can see the numbers here, but essentially we want it to be like it's a tricky thing to remove all those loops for now. It's something we're investigating. We're looking into it, but at the moment, because Shinobi is so problematic, we've massively raised the amount of damage that the hero feeds, so that you can go into multiple loops of this. So it should kind of help there quite a bit.
Damage or revenge?
Revenge, sorry, yeah, revenge. Yeah, sorry,
We're
sorry,
not
sorry.
adding
Right?
more damage
Yeah,
to
sorry,
Shinobi.
sorry, yeah. Thank you for clarifying
No.
that. We've raised the revenge,
Yeah.
how much revenge it feeds.
Okay, good,
So it
because
counts
good
as
grief,
if you
man.
dealt 55 damage.
I
but
feel like
you dealt
Shinobis do that, and like
now we have other changes. So first up, we have input comfort changes, right? So for Warmonger, Centurion, and Warlord, we've did for Zhanhu over before. We've increased the window where you can perform their parry punishes after a successful parry.
Oh, nice,
But
nice,
it's
nice.
become more comfortable. It's easier to do. You don't have to like really mash and buffer it like crazy, so that really helps. Now BP, so we've reduced the distance you travel when you backstep light openers, right? Because they have superior block. What ends up happening quite often is that you could like.
Oh, Yorm got a buff as well.
If an attack was coming, you would superior block it, you would win, and if it missed, you just missed, and you were super safe. So by reducing the distance traveled there, at least, like it can still happen, but it's gonna happen less often, and it opens up BP for a little bit more like punishes there in that aspect. That's a good thing. Number one. But we've also buffed the speed of his zone attack to 600 ms, down from 7. So it's a neutral zone, costs a bunch of stamina, but it's one of those things that we wanted to see if BP could have more ways to open up opponents and do front dodge bash all the time, right? So with this, we're gonna see if that works. Again, there might be more changes coming. Like there's stuff that keeps the game keeps evolving more and more and more now. Like we've been doing a lot of those changes, so we'll see where that goes.
It's almost like after 6 years, it's an iterative process.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm really happy that like we're able to do like more changes now more often. Really helps with this stuff for sure. Then Yorm. So Yorm's zone attack now costs 20 stamina, down from 60.
Good, finally.
Don't worry, Yorm players. Don't worry. We didn't forget you last time. Just these things were planned, and like sometimes we run out of time, so we have to do what we can. But
right.
20 stamina, way better zone attack. And we've also adjusted the attack trajectory. So by that I mean like hitboxes. It's just that term that we
Okay, so it actually gonna hit more people.
Hitboxes, it's really like weapon.
I mean, the zone is a pretty wide arc for as small as the weapon is.
Zone attack and for all of its side heavy attacks, so that they can hit people more reliably that are external to you. Really helps in anti-ganking situations.
So I can smack everybody with a zone. Nice.
And with the upcoming rework for Yorm that we're gonna have at some point soonish, we'll be able to get there. It's not in this TG. Spoiler alert. But we'll get into it. Yeah.
Ah,
pretty cool.
tease.
Yeah, soon TM, right?
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
We actually found, I don't know if you remember, Steph had like some soon glasses back in the day.
Those were Andrews, or were they?
I think they were Steph's, I don't know, but we found them. So
Did you find them?
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring them at some point.
In here. Should have been here.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay, so next up we have Zerk. So for Berserker, Boar Rush, which is Berserker's sprint attack, it now has uninterruptible stance. That's armor, but we still like to use the appropriate word that we actually use in game, which is uninterruptible stance.
Ugh, more hyper armor for
so
Berserker.
Attack to really jump into the fray, jump into enemies, use that to really initiate from further away, and with that armor, it lets you trade hits with people, even if there's like a bunch of opponents you're fighting. So you're gonna be able to.
Gotcha.
For Nusha, so we've reduced the guard break vulnerability on her zone attack to 100 ms instead of 5. It was a bit of a weird leftover, so at least at 100, it's a lot safer to throw out, and you're not gonna get guard broken all the time. For Gladiator, then we have also made that Fushina Ictus, which is a toe stab. When you use it in chains, now it's 500 ms instead of 6. That's a big buff for Gladiator.
True.
Faster attacks there. It's also kind of a chain reset, so you can like throw a bunch of attacks, go into toe
Gladiator is too
restart your
too
chain,
oppressive
get
though.
into it. At 6, it was a bit too slow in chains, but at 5, it should be like a really good speed there, and only like really crazy top players are gonna react to that.
True.
Why do you hate toes so much?
I don't know, man. I don't have that kind of, I'm not attracted to feet, so it's okay.
Fair enough.
Then finally we've got Pirate, right? So for Pirate, we've done 2 changes. One of them is we removed the soft feint to guard break from Cavalier Dance, which is front dodge heavy. So that move has a lot of properties, right? It's armored, it's unblockable, it could soft feint to guard break, it also has recovery cancels at the end. And so we want to keep the move to be able to open up opponents at least a little bit, right? We've seen, and a lot of feedback we've gotten from high level is that for them, it's not even enough to have all these properties, but at the same time, having that softening to guard break there was not really necessary.
Yeah.
So we've decided to remove it. Hopefully it'll help, like, it'll be a little bit easier to manage for a lot of players. So we're kind of lowering the power level of Pirate there a little bit.
Okay.
But the next change I'm really happy with is the chain link, and it doesn't seem like much, right? You go, chain link from Guaranteed Pistol Blast is now 300 ms, up from 200. What that means is that we want Pirate players to be a little bit more skillful and think more when they're using their attacks and going to that Pistol Blast. We know that it's really good, it interrupts armor, it does a bunch of really good stuff. But now the trade-off is that if you use the Pistol Blast and go into Walk the Plank, into Soften the Guard Break, you should no longer be able to grab the guard break every single dodge and dodge attack out of it, right?
Gotcha.
So you now have to make a choice. Either you let the heavy fly, you don't go into Pistol Blast, and you get a better mix-up of Walk the Plank, or you do your Pistol Blast and you get a slightly worse mix-up. So
Okay.
you kind of have to like be smart and decide.
Okay.
Do I trade?
Yeah,
Do I
yeah,
not
yeah,
trade?
yeah, yeah.
What do
Yeah,
I
yeah,
keep
yeah.
there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Okay, I
that
see.
you
I
get
see.
into a better situation.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Wow. Nice.
It's a complicated explanation, but it
That
should
makes
help,
sense to me
any
actually. So
situation.
you actually have to use your brain when fighting. Like, do I want to feint this or do I want to let it go? Okay.
One more?
And get a kind of a
One more
trash
garbage
mix up.
changes, right?
Oh, just a little thing we can maybe skip.
Just a thing, yeah.
Do you want to skip this?
Nah, no.
We talk about
I'll go over it. a
Counter
little bit,
guard
yeah.
bike.
So,
So
in
it
the
can't be
previous
spammed.
testing ground
Okay,
that
good,
we've
good,
done,
good.
In the current season, right now, we had a change for counter guard break that basically ended up having the person that did the counter guard break recover 1 frame earlier than the opponent.
Right.
We've seen a lot of videos from content creators explaining why this is a great change.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like much for a lot of players, but when you get into the deep of it, it's a big, big, big change.
It is. It is.
And
It is.
through a very, very lucky break that we had, and we were able to push it
excuse me.
live in this title update.
So next
This-
week.
Nice.
Yeah, next week, right?
It's gonna go live next
So
week.
from a testing ground, 1 TU to live, the next one can almost never happen. But we got lucky. The testing grounds was super early, and we got really good feedback very, very early again. So we were able to push it live in the next one. But I would say do not expect this to happen every time.
That's a fair
This is a very, very rare occurrence.
Right.
But we're super happy. We're really happy that it worked well.
Yeah. So GB spam is no longer going to be a thing.
And thanks to everybody.
Which
for
hopefully
testing
that is a
out
thing
and
because
giving
there's
us
too many
good feedback.
characters that
That's
freaking can just do that whenever they
So
feel
Jason,
like it, and it's
do you
annoying as
feel
crap.
Like, I mean, would you like to say
Looking at
that,
you, Warden.
You know, that feedback you get from testing ground.
Warden,
is something
Centurion.
you use and the team really looks at.
Not-
Freaking gladiator.
We're gonna
Yeah,
go over it
so-
a little bit more, but
Yeah.
whenever there's a testing grounds, we're on Reddit, we're on the forums, we're looking at everything to make sure that we gather all this feedback. We watch the creator videos.
Yeah.
It's all amazing stuff. So it's really, really good.
So keep giving that feedback, everybody. 'Cause,
Yeah.
maybe your dreams can come true one day as well.
One day.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day. All right. So is that about it?
That's it for us for the patch notes right now.
Holy crap! By the
Wait,
way.
really?
Are you okay? Because that
I'm
was
fine.
a
I'm
lot.
fine. I'm fine.
That was
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot.
fine. I'm okay for now. I think we have more stuff to go through in the next segment. But
Yeah.
for now, I'm feeling pretty good.
I mean, when do you sleep? Like that's
Never.
a ton. Never.
Never.
Just
Ask my
zero
wife.
sleep.
She'll tell you. I never.
Zero sleep. Okay, gotcha.
It's just all work and no play. So.
Man, well, it's
Trash.
It's incredible, and I'm sure like the,
I want that
the
Hito statue,
team,
by the
you
way.
know,
Yeah. Honestly, like the
into
team,
that.
like I make it sound like I'm doing this all myself. There,
Yeah.
we have a team of game designers, people that are like amazing at what we do.
Yeah, JC is really-
They work tirelessly.
Good job,
do a
dude.
lot of
Good
stuff,
job, dude.
Test out. We're playing
Really,
the
really good
game
stuff
all
here.
the time within ourselves to try to figure out what could we do to improve the game and like what kind of changes could we do that would be super interesting. So it's really, really, really cool, and like really big kudos to the entire game design team and the rest of the team as well. Like everybody gives us feedback. We do play sessions all the time. We get people from other teams coming in and looking at the stuff we're doing, giving us feedback. It's always super appreciated, and then it helps us build a better game.
Awesome, absolutely awesome. Well, just wow, there's so much there, so much to look forward to, and you're only 1 week away from
Yep.
all of that.
Okay, so apparently there's a
So,
terrible
yeah,
idea in
I'm
testing
I'm
grounds.
excited. I can't wait to.
But all right,
next
let's
week
see.
Hinted at some testing ground
Oops.
stuff, but we got another.
Oops, I didn't mean to
segment
fast
coming
forward
up.
there. Let's go back.
High five.
There you go.
All right.
So stick around though, because we already hinted at some testing ground stuff, but we got another segment coming up. I'm going to tag out for Brian, and he's going to come. And JC, I think you're hanging out,
I'm
and
hanging out here. Yeah.
going to talk some
cool.
testing grounds very soon. So stick around.
Okay.
See you soon.